We have the Symphony management joining us back to talk about the earnings for the quarter gone by. Mr. Shah, I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Shah. Thank you so much for joining us on ET. Now
Hello,
there's Cheryl on
afternoon.
the other side. I was talking about your numbers in the quarter gone by. Actually, if you look at the numbers on a year-on-year basis, there has been a significant jump. If you could help us understand what were the factors that contributed to the increase in the profit as well as EBITDA margins in the quarter gone by. Do you see this sort of a trend sustaining in the upcoming quarters? No doubt on a quarter-on-quarter basis, I think that is where the street is a bit disappointed on, right?
So first and foremost, in our kind of the business, quarter to quarter cannot be compared and cannot be benchmarked because the June quarter is a summer quarter in which highest secondary sales happens, while September and December quarters are the quarters in which it is the trade which buys from us with 100% advance in the expectation of sale during the peak season, which is the summer starting from February to June. That's number one. Number two, hence in our case, what matters the most, whether on a standalone basis, respective subsidiaries and console as a whole, YOY, how we have performed. So, for September quarter on a standalone as well as on a console basis, it has been the highest ever record top line as well as EBITDA. That's number one. Number two, the efficacy of our business model that is asset light, capital light, working capital light has very well worked. So on a standalone basis, our capital employed in trailing 12 months was just about 3 crore, while on a console basis, it is less than 300 crore. And on YOY, despite for 6 months, the top line growth is in excess of 50% and bottom line growth has almost doubled. Still, our capital employed is in line with the previous year. As far as the profitability as well as top line growth is concerned, as summer 24 was decent, uh, overall trade and many secondary channels are quite optimistic and quite buoyant, and that is reflected even in the off season performance. And as far as the margin is concerned, mainly at an EBITDA level, at a console level, we have succeeded in improving it even on a standalone level, mainly on account of operating efficiency as well as economies of scale. And we expect year as a whole to really do well.
Absolutely. Given the fact that you have a very optimistic outlook, so any numbers that you can put to it, if I could ask you for the full year growth that you're envisaging for your company, then?
So, as per our IR policy, uh, I'm sorry, we cannot give the specific guidance in terms of the numbers, but we expect overall growth trajectory has to continue. And most importantly, in the medium to long term one on account of climate change. And secondly, the way in which we are witnessing more and more hotter days and hotter weeks, not only in the country but globally, and our product being environment friendly product and it's a plug and play product. So it's so well placed, and that too we do have whole range of models and at a different price point suitable to all class of consumers. So we are very optimistic in the medium to long term.
Trying to take my chance there, hoping to get some number from yourself. But if you could provide us some insight on the performance of your overseas business, given the fact that you've seen a healthy growth, at least when you talk about your revenue along with the rest of your matrix. So, how has your overseas business been, and also what's the revenue mix currently?
So, on a console basis, overseas contributes almost 35 percentage for first 6 months and 65 percentage is domestic sales. As far as overseas companies are concerned, our IMCO Mexico, GSK China, and Brazil, which is more like a trading subsidiary, they have really done very well and have come out with the record half yearly performance. As far as climate technology is concerned, still it's passing through the trouble, and we have yet to turn it around. But I'm sure our Info Mexico as well as GSK China also at some stage where in a similar position. And we are optimistic that in medium term, even that should turn around. But as of now, it has not done well.
All right. What about your product line? Because you've recently entered into water heater market as well in India. How's the response been for that? And any new product launches that we can expect from Symphony going ahead?
Yep. So water heater we have launched selectively in few markets and with a path-breaking features. And it seems trade is very much excited, and it's a premium range as well as middle range. So initial response is good. As far as other new products are concerned, we have now expanded the tabletop range of air coolers as well as mini range of air coolers, and they can cool round the year and having the potential to sail round the year. So that is another range which has really done well.
Right. And what about your air cooler industry currently? How is it looking on that particular front, especially when you have to bifurcate the demand that you're getting from the rural area as well as the urban area? Have you already started seeing some sort of a demand for the cooling products, especially since we are in the festive period? People tend to actually go ahead and advance their purchases, given the fact that you tend to see some discounts in the market.
But air cooler normally is being bought during summer. Having said that, September, October also witnesses high level of temperature. So there is a very selective buying as always, and it has not much to do with the festive demand.
Then we leave it there. Thank you so much, Mr. Shah, for joining us on ET Now to talk about the numbers and the quarter gone by for Symphony, the new products that you are looking at, as well as where you see the industry headed from here on. That was the management of Symphony talking about the earnings in the quarter gone by, because if you see the numbers on a year-on-year basis, substantial jump in the management is also of the view that once you look at the numbers, you need to look at it on a year-on-year basis, because that would be the right comparable matrix. But for now, we'll slip into a break on this edition.